Yay Media Group.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS.
I've had a week.
Why?
Okay. So this was what? Wednesday of last week? 6 a.m. Zach calls me in the bedroom. I'm always up at like 5. And it's rare that he's up at 6. So I was like, what's wrong? And I hear this noise coming from under my house.
Oh my gosh.
And
I know
Zach
exactly
was like,
what, yes.
I think we have a raccoon. And I was like, are you kidding me? Now, I've had a raccoon before in my attic. It was a process, got it out, covered the access point, whatever.
How did you get it out of your attic?
In a trap.
Okay, so you are familiar with these.
I'm a pro.
Okay.
So, just in case you're wondering, it's like $2,000 to have a wildlife company come out and like get your raccoon out. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do this myself. I have the trap and I have peanut butter. What else do I need? So I set out my trap. Well, first of all, the raccoon was asleep by 6 a.m. Like he was just making noise before he went to bed. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna set up my trap ready for tonight for when it leaves to go collect food. I'm gonna catch it in my trap. I sat out this trap at like 9 p.m. I had this bread trail that led to my trap. This little hoe ate my bread 2 different times.
Oh, like around the trap.
Yes. Like went in the trap, grabbed it, and then went back in his hole. And I was like, I have to be smarter than this raccoon. So finally, by the time I went to bed, I had reset the trap for the 3rd time now. And when I woke up, I had caught this raccoon.
Oh, that would freak me out.
And right, same. Because Zach left early that morning to go on a work trip. And I was like, so here I am left to deal with this. Great for me. So I had trapped this raccoon. I said, wow, look at me saving money. So I called Dallas 311 Animal Services and I said, hey, I have a raccoon for you. And they said, great, we'll be there to pick it up shortly. I said, thank you so much. So it had been raining all night the night before. And this raccoon was wet, but I was like, that's what you get for like living under my house. You had to sit through that rainstorm. So Jessica, which is what I've named my raccoon, was obviously not very happy with me. She was trying to bang her way out of this cage. But I was like, girl, I fed you. I don't know what you're so upset about. You ate half a loaf of bread. So I leave for work and to do stuff for the day. And animal control calls me about an hour later. And I'm like 30 minutes from my house. And they were like, hey, we're here with Jessica. And I said, thank you so much. And they said, is Jessica sick? I said, no. And they said, is Jessica injured? And I was like, I don't think so. And they said, okay, well, she looks miserable. So we're going to let her out. I said, okay, where? And they said, right here. I said, oh, in my yard? In my yard. I said, never mind. Don't touch Jessica. I will handle Jessica. And they were like, no, we just let her out. This looks like animal abuse. I said,
oh my God.
I'm being abused. I'm miserable. What do you mean? This looks like animal abuse. So they let Jessica out. I said, are you joking? Like, obviously now, not only is she upset that I trapped her in a cage and left her in there during a rainstorm all night long, but now she's like out for me. So I... yet again,
did you catch her?
My trap? Well, okay, so I set a trap the next night. But you don't want to just like fully close their access point because like then they'll just die under your house.
Well, yeah, that's horrible.
So I'm like, so I hadn't fully closed it yet in case like Jessica had babies that need to leave too or whatever. So Jessica went back in her hole under my house. So I set the trap again. So the next night, I catch a raccoon. And I go outside and I was like, Jessica, you little hoe, I got you again. Well, Jessica's a smart lady. Jessica sent her husband or someone else out like, hey, go get that food and let me know how it goes. And he was the one that got trapped.
A different one?
A different raccoon.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, motherfucker. So I loaded this raccoon up and I said, now what am I? Because what I'm not going to do is call the city of Dallas about it.
Absolutely
They might as well just let her out in my kitchen. So I take this raccoon down to Turtle Creek.
I freaking hate you. What is wrong with you?
Well, I took it down to Reverson Park. So it's a ways away from your house.
I swear to you.
And let it out.
Did you take it to my backyard? And you said, here, Jessica.
It crossed my mind.
I
said, she's your new family. Go
And she would love it because
They have a trash can full. They love to feed the raccoons.
And Travis loves to feed a raccoon. Like, we won't eat all of our food, and he won't even put it in the trash can. He'll just put it behind the trash can. I'm like, that's why we have all these animals. Stop it. Like, it's horrible.
Well, and I thought, so first of all, Jessica was ugly. Jessica was not cute. She looked like she had rolled around in the mud. She needed to blow out. Her friend that I caught, though, he was cute. And I thought, until he started like body slamming my cage while we're driving. And
oh my God.
Like, I don't have a truck with people are like, why'd you put a raccoon in the back of your G-Wagon? I was like, well, what else am I going to do? Like, I don't have a pickup truck with a bed. No. And I'm not going to go rent one just to transport Jessica's friend to the park. So, we worked with what we had.
Were you so stressed out the whole time?
Yes, I was like, do not get out of your cage. Like, I just was not very confident in my cage building abilities when this raccoon is throwing its body against the walls and I'm driving as fast as I can at 6 a.m. down Maple Avenue to a park. I was like, if all else fails, windows are down, he's jumping out. Like, I don't know. So then I'm like, all right, well, I got Jessica's friend out. Now I'm gonna get Jessica out. Well, I was told that, so I've been doing peanut butter sandwiches. Mind you, I'm now out of peanut butter because I have given all of it to Jessica.
And he loves a peanut butter sandwich or anything with peanut butter.
So I was like, all right, well, so one of my Pinky's employees said, hey, what raccoons really love is jelly. Like, her girlfriend works at the zoo and is like, that's how they keep raccoons entertained is jelly. They'll just eat that all day long. And I said, I have some expired jelly that I can give to Jessica.
Yes.
So I made a little jelly sandwich. I bought this like, it's called a raccoon, like one-way eviction door. It's basically like a flap that they can't get back in. Uh-huh. So I bought that, put it on the crawl space. And then additionally, I was like, once she gets out, I still want to trap her ass. So I put a little piece of bread on the inside of the flap so to sniff, for Jessica to sniff it out. And then there's a little window on the outside of this door so that she can see there's more bread out there. So I set that on Saturday night. And on Sunday morning, it was like an Easter miracle. The bread was still there. The bread was still inside the crawl space and it was still in my trap. And I said, I guess Jessica's gone.
Okay.
So last night, like 11 p.m., we're going to bed. And Zach's like, I hear Jessica. Something's under my house. And I think it's Jessica. I think she was just fat and happy and slept in through Easter. And didn't feel, I was like, why wouldn't she go get her food? He's like, probably because she's full. After how much I've fed her leftover Chinese food, I've given her sandwiches, I've given this girl the world. And she is still under my house. And now I'm starting to think maybe I'm like enabling because Jessica's telling her friends like, hey guys, they got food.
Yeah.
So like
everybody living
we got a warm place to stay and they're feeding us.
So wait, if she comes out though, she can't go back.
Allegedly. I don't know. I think she's a very smart girl.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait for you to catch her.
But no one was in my trap last night or this morning. And now every squealing noise, I think it's a raccoon that's just like following me. So I think my chair just made noise. So I don't know. I'm planning tonight to start. I think we're going to add the peanut butter. I don't know. The jelly didn't really work. I don't know. Or maybe she was just full.
She's just not the average raccoon. She likes peanut butter.
Yeah. So I'm going to set out some peanut butter tonight. And but this raccoon's ruining my life.
Oh my gosh. Well, I love that for you, Trey. I swear to God, if you let these raccoons off in my front yard, I will kill you.
I was just so shocked that the city of Dallas had the audacity to let this thing out in my front yard.
You know what? If you catch Jessica and you call them.
Oh yeah, I'm going to say, hey, Jessica's injured. Let me tell you what.
She is not feeling well.
I'm going to smack that hoe with a shovel.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. A bunch of people said you should whack it with a shovel. And I said, like, a lot of people said that. And I was like, that's rude.
No. You know what? We did have probably Jessica's cousin or something fall out of a tree. And we don't have like these big trees in our front yard, but like right in our front yard, like outside the gate. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what happened, but I think maybe a dog was barking and her cousin fell out. And it was injured, and we did call animal control, and then they took it off, and I thought they would, take it to a hospital and get it better. But I think they just killed. I was like, oh, that's horrible. They told us that they were not going to make it, but I was like, can you lie in front of our children, please? Because they really cared. But yeah, so I don't know if that's why I'm shocked that they were like, this is animal abuse. I'm like, y'all.
I'm being abused by an animal. which is just crazy. Yeah. So next time I catch Jessica, we're going to have a fun little time. All right, we're going to take a break real quick. We will be right back. All right, we need to talk about the Lamar Odom documentary on Hulu.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Trey called me, and usually he calls me and says, I need you to watch this. And I say, okay, if I have time. And this time I was like, oh, I'm already way ahead of you. I watched all 3 episodes in one day, like a girl that has no life and no job would do. It was so good.
It was so good. It really gave an inside view. I mean, because I feel like there was a lot in the media when this was happening, but it really painted the Kardashians in the glorious of lights.
Yeah.
And it gave a lot more insight into what was going on in his life, like what was really going on in his life at the time. And there was a lot that the Kardashians kept out of the media to protect him and his kids. So what were your overall thoughts?
I mean, my overall thoughts was Khloe looked amazing. I've always liked, she's always been my favorite of the group. I feel like she's always come across as very genuine and
she got the hero edit, but I think she really was she literally saved his life.
And they were going through a divorce, and then this happened, and
I also didn't realize how young she was.
How young was she?
24 when they got married.
Jeez.
So she was 25, 26 when all this happened.
That's insane. But I thought she looked incredible. I thought he looked just as probably he is, just like a selfish a-hole of a person. And also like so sad because I remember just watching their show and I don't know, they seem to be very in love, right? But
and I think he is still very much in love with her.
Yes.
I think she gave him everything she possibly could and more that he did not deserve.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's kind of what I left thinking is she left being like, you know what? I can walk away and have zero regrets because I treated you the way that you deserve. And there was something I saw where it kind of broke my heart for her and she was crying to, I think like maybe her sisters or her mom. And she was saying about her marriages. Because if you think about it, she's really had a horrible like everybody has cheated on her. I feel like she's always been very gracious of giving people second chances and thinking people can change. And here's the deal. I do think people can change, but only if they want to. Like no matter what it is, drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever it is, I think people can change. I'm not that kind of person that thinks that people cannot change because I've seen people change who have had addiction. I've seen, a lot of things in my life, but everybody who I've seen who have really implemented lasting change, it's because they wanted it, not because their significant other or family begged them. It's like at some point they were like, I can't continue living this way. But I remember seeing something with her and her siblings where she was like crying to them saying like, just like how much it sucks because she was like, all of these marriages and these men, like I've known how great they were from the very beginning. And she was like, and nobody has ever figured out how amazing I am until they've ruined it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, wait, I have an amazing girl. And I completely took advantage of her.
One thing that all those girls do is they ride hard for their man.
Yes.
They do. They fight. I mean, even Kim with Kanye, like she really took it for a long time.
Which I think you should if you're married. I really do. I think you should if you're married. Like,
but I think they put a lot of that
behind closed doors, but to their face, be like, like out in public. I think you should always have your partner's back, and then behind closed doors, you can be like, you know what, I love you. I'm gonna have your back, but like, I don't agree with this.
I think they've always given the men in their lives a little too much grace, and kind of put on themselves like, hey, I get it. We're like a hard family to join. Like we're in the press. We're in, like, this is our job. It's a lot to be married to a powerful woman. But like, it's not. It's not like, it's not that hard to not be an asshole.
Yes.
So
I agree.
It was interesting. I felt that there was one point where I think this all started whenever he was traded from the Lakers. That's kind of where life really took a big shift for him. And at the time she was, filming Kardashians and they had a few different spinoffs. But Khloe and Lamar, the reality show, was his idea.
Yeah, he wanted to be famous. Like, he wanted to be on reality TV.
That was not her at all. That was all him pushing that, which I thought was very interesting.
But also with her, if you think about it, she didn't need another show. They had at one point, they had so much stuff out. Like, they had
but she was saying, like, we weren't rolling in money at that point like people thought we were. And I remember whenever they did they wrapped up Keeping Up with the Kardashians, they kind of did like a documentary about the whole thing. And they were like, we've spent way more than we made for quite a few seasons. So I think this is probably where they had just started making money, but Lamar said, like, hey, I need to keep this, like, I need to keep playing basketball. Like, I can't stop doing this. So that was kind of her mindset, was like, we can't not bring in his money. So she would travel and clean up these hotel rooms before staff would see it to protect him.
Yeah, but I think even more so than money, I think when you love somebody, you're like, you know, your thing is, oh my gosh, okay, I need to protect their, you know, I kind of get what she was saying.
His career.
Like, she was protecting him, his career, his, the way people saw
his
him.
reputation.
Yeah, his reputation. And because she loved him, but he didn't love himself enough. So at some point, you're kind of doing people a disservice, especially when people are addicted to drugs. I mean, he was like he was into everything, like drugs, drinking, sex, everything.
And so there was a girl at one point in this whole process. He would kind of run away for like days at a time. But there was a girl that called Kris Jenner, who had been in this brothel with him for like 3 days, and said, hey, I'm with Lamar. He's not good. And he talks about how he was doing drugs actively at the moment that Kris Jenner walked into his motel room in Las Vegas. And that was when he knew, like, oh, I'm in trouble. Because
the girl that was cheating, like he was cheating with, actually called her and Chloe.
Yes.
And on a side note, if you are a hoe enough to sleep with a married person or somebody in a relationship, that is, I mean, like, I just don't get people. Like, also,
after having such a public,
like,
their wedding was televised.
Knew that he was married to Chloe, and I'm sure, it's so. I just don't understand people that take crumbs from anybody. No. Like, let's all have higher self-esteem than that.
But he talks about how Kris Jenner walked in this motel room. I think any of us would feel like, oh, we're in trouble if Kris Jenner walked into our hotel room, like, uh-oh. And that was kind of the beginning of what became the end. Yeah. That was when Chloe initially filed for divorce. All right, we're going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back and we will finish our recap of this documentary.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Like, if you're a family and you have somebody, like you have a sibling and you have somebody calling you that their spouse is in a hotel room, or you're even like, Kris Jenner is so much nicer than me. I would probably kill somebody. Like, I would probably be in jail if somebody did that to my child and continue to do that to my kid. And I had some like random hoe call me and is like, I am in a room with your son-in-law. I feel like I just ride too hard for my friends and family. I would be like kicking somebody's anus.
I just go back. That whole family has loved the men that have come into their life so unconditionally.
I think they felt sorry for him because I don't know if his dad was great. I don't know, but I think there's a lot of stuff, which his dad was the craziest thing. I told Travis this yesterday when we were driving. I was like, you're not going to believe what happened with this.
Yeah, this was like the wildest part was, so after Chloe had filed for divorce, it takes about a year to get your divorce finalized in Los Angeles. He had this whole episode again at this brothel in Las Vegas. He overdosed and was taken to a hospital.
And they said that he had like multiple strokes, multiple heart attacks. Like, they did not think he was going to make it.
There was something that he had taken that you're not supposed to take. It's like a liquid Viagra, I guess. You're not supposed to take more than one of within 24 hours. And I think he had taken like 12. It was like a lot. And so Chloe flew to wherever he was, walked in this hotel room. His dad is standing there and his dad is telling them, pull the plug, just like pull the plug.
Yeah.
And Chloe was like, what do you want to leave? And he was like, $100 a pair of Nikes in a hotel room for the night. And she was like, done, get out.
Which, thank God.
And she was like, I am in charge. Our divorce is not finalized. I am still his primary caregiver. And she was with him in the hospital for, what was it, 6 to 9 months?
I think it was almost a year.
It was a long time, but every single day. And she talks about how she really trusted no one. So she probably wasn't the best to his ex-wife and his kids because she didn't know who to trust. Because there was a point where there were people coming into the hospital room that were going through his bags that she identified 3 different people that she thought were trusted people that were drug dealers for him. So at one point she just like fully like kind of closed the hospital wing, and Kris Jenner's security guards were standing there making everyone sign NDAs before they came into the hospital. And as I'm sure a former spouse or a child, that would be very annoying. But from Khloe's perspective, all day long, that's what would happen. Like, I don't care how anyone feels about it. This is what's happening because someone is allowing this to happen in his life, and she was making sure that he stayed alive. So did she handle it well? Yeah. Probably, yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
But not by everyone's perspective.
I think she did what she thought she had to do.
Yeah.
I don't think it was done maliciously.
No.
But the crazy part is I guess after like she helps him, you know, in his recovery, I guess she moves him in with her.
No, she rented him a house.
Oh, and then she was still caring for him.
And so at this point, she's making good money. They're still building their empires. So she's paying for a rental house. And this I thought was very interesting. I don't know what crack smells like, but she said it's once you smell it, you will very distinctly know that smell forever. And she walked in his house a few months after he had gotten out of the hospital. She had spent a year rehabilitating. He wasn't supposed to be able to walk again.
Well, and she was also going to his house every day and like caring for him.
Yes.
Like she was still doing that.
Yes.
And then she walked down on him at the edge of the bed smoking crack. And she said it hit her that he was pretending to be worse off than he really was. So she would continue giving him this treatment.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I'm done. Never call me again.
Mind you, she's been footing the bill for all of this. She canceled the divorce, but that's when she refiled.
Yeah.
And just said, I have to let you go.
Yeah. Which is, But I do think that she very much loved him. But golly, that girl just has the worst luck in men. Yeah. It was if you've not watched it, was really, really interesting, very entertaining. I mean, honestly, what's so crazy is this is supposed to be about Lamar and he's on the whole thing. I mean, he's like signing off on the whole thing, but I think it makes him look like a very selfish, not a great person. I'm going to just say that.
No.
He
had the world and he threw it all away.
Yes. Which is so funny. I've always thought this, like whenever you have, I don't even want to say fame, but especially money, whenever you come into great wealth, it really can kind of show people who you are. I mean, I think it makes people amazing people, and I think it can make people horrible. And him, I mean, he couldn't handle it.
No.
I think a lot of people can't handle it, but he definitely couldn't. But she looked amazing. So big fan of Khloe.
She's always been the star of that show.
Yes.
Like she really has. And she carried it for a while.
Yeah.
When Kim and Kourtney just weren't really into it, Khloe carried that show.
No, I completely agree. But but I was like, dang, she is a very, very, very good, very good wife.
Speaking of Kardashian men, we need to talk about Kanye West. He has a new album and it has been streamed 33 million times. It's top of the charts. He just did a show in LA, completely sold out. It generated $35 million in revenue.
Wait, Kanye?
Kanye.
Okay.
Who is now going by Kanye again and not Ye. Did we just forget what an absolute piece of shit he is?
I didn't even know he had an album out. That's how much I listened to them.
I'm so do we forget that he sold shirts with swastikas on them?
That's crazy.
How are we still supporting this man? I'm very confused. I feel like Kanye West is almost like a social experiment, and he's just trying to see if he is uncancelable. I would genuinely love to hear from someone that is no, I love Kanye's music. Okay. But have we forgotten all the other stuff? That's just weird to me that his album is rating so high on the charts, but he has done some awful things to a lot of people. And we just turn a blind eye to that because of a song.
I didn't even know he had an album out, but I think Kanye West has he is a man full of many issues. I think he has massive mental health issues and problems. And I mean, I think he needs to get help I did not watch his I think there was something maybe on Netflix.
He did like
an
8-hour long documentary on himself.
But I never watched it.
No.
I probably should have so I could talk about it on this. But from what I've seen, he was so unhinged, like yelling at Kim and yelling at Chris and yelling
making them cry.
Like he is the way that he treats the women he's, like with, like his, I saw something with him and I guess I don't know if it's his old girlfriend or new girlfriend shopping and she like barely is covering up her nip. I'm like, what in the, he has so many issues. I don't know how people I think because maybe back before social media, you could kind of hide it and you had a PR team that could say who you were maybe. But I don't know how he's ever really fully functioned.
No. No,
yeah.
the deals he's lost, the money he's blown, it's shocking that the fact that he's able to rebound in this way. The media won't really give him coverage, but he has fully promoted this album on his own and it's working.
He must have also like Kim Kardashian, I think is one of the most beautiful, probably one of the smartest when it comes to branding herself but I just cannot for the life of me figure out what in the world. He must have been normal at some point. I don't know if he spiraled afterwards, but like for her to fall in love with him and marry, I don't know. It's so strange.
There will be a documentary on him one day, but it's almost like the story isn't finished yet. And I guarantee you Kim will never do it because Kim won't let her kids see it. Yeah. But like, that would be very interesting to really know what they've been through with him. And again, she'll never do it. But I would love to know what he has put them through.
Oh, I bet you it's horrible. I bet you it's horrible. But yeah, I had no idea. I knew at one point he did like a religious album, but I have no idea, which is,
Yeah, very odd.
Okay, did you watch Love on the Spectrum this new season?
I'm like 3 episodes in.
It's so good.
That show just needs to never end.
It's so good. I don't know where they find the most lovable people every year. Travis and I watched it. And I think at first he was like, oh my gosh. Now he's like messaging everybody at work about Love on the Spectrum. I'm like, what in the world? He's such a super fan. It's so cute. And oh my goodness, there's one new guy. I can't think of his name. The new boy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
He is so funny.
He's so naturally cute.
He is the star.
Funny. Exactly. He is the star of the show. And Travis was like rooting for him. He was so worried that he was, going to break up if that girl was going to break up with him. I think eventually she did. But yeah, it was so good. But it's such a feel good.
The show is so slow to move along, but I am locked in. Like the fact that they have 8 1-hour episodes. Like, and it is the highest rated show on Netflix right now. It is so good. I love that Connor knows that he is a star.
Yes, I do too. It's
like
so
that
cute.
Really makes me happy. Like he's like, this is being famous is my
I
life.
also love Madison and oh gosh, what is her cowboy sweetheart's name? Is it Tyler?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, they're so. Oh my god, they're so cute. Like they were last season. Do you watch it every year? I feel like yes. Okay, so they were last season too. They were the couple that were like making out in the yes. So he's like really grown on me. Last season I was like, ooh, I think just so much making out. It made me a little uncomfortable to watch it. I was like, oh my gosh, this poor girl.
I do miss Tanner, and do you know why Tanner's on?
Yes, he did something on TikTok saying that I guess he really wasn't looking for love and he didn't want a girlfriend and he didn't want to take up somebody else's opportunity, which is such a Tanner thing, right? It's such a Tanner thing. It's so sweet.
I also miss Danny and Adon. I was rooting for them.
Oh yeah.
They were on the last few seasons. I hope she comes back. But she has a really great job. I don't remember what it is she does, but she like has something very high level. Good for her.
Well, at the very last episode, you will see a lot of these people.
They show back up?
For something. You have to wait.
Is there a wedding?
Not a wedding, but for something very exciting. And the reason I'm saying this is Travis has tortured me ever since. And you know Danny, she's kind of like a little horn dog, right? Like she is.
She is.
She, I remember, I think it was like season 2 where she like was teaching maybe Adon to kiss by the cupcake, like pretty much like licking all over the cupcake. And then, but at the end, one of the couples, I forget who it was, but they were like, hey, will you teach us how to be good kissers or something? And then she gave a lesson, right? And pretty much at the end, it's like you just, slowly stick your tongue down your partner's throat, right? And when I say every time Travis and I kiss, he's like, does that. And I'm like, please stop. I cannot. I cannot.
It's such a good show. They should just film that show all year long.
They really should. Okay, so we have a friend who has a son who is autistic, and he's the cutest, sweetest, funniest guy ever. He's adorable too. And I'm always like, I want you to be on Love on the Spectrum. I want this kid to be on Love on the Spectrum. He would be he's just such a lovable kid. He's amazing.
It's a great show.
I love it. I love it. There was another show. I haven't seen it. Maybe they don't do it anymore. It was called Down with Love, and it was kind of the same thing, but with kids with Down syndrome finding love. And it was again so feel good, amazing, cute. I don't know, but I mean that's another one that I loved. I love they're just it's like almost watching a Disney movie. They're so pure, so sweet.
It's feel good television.
Yeah. And you're rooting for everybody. It's really, really, really sweet. But no, I love that show. I mean, we watched it within 2 days. At one point, Travis was like, oh my gosh, it is almost 1 a.m. we watched 4 episodes back to back. We gotta go to sleep. Okay, on that note, thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Holman on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast. You can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS. Bye.
Yay Media Group.